So we've reached the end of section 19 and we've implemented SignalR into our application. A relatively simple implementation of this just so that our activities can have a chat function and the clients can connect to individual activities and see live chat going on. And pretty simple implementation. And the learning goals for this section is to take a look at what SignalR is, discuss the transport mechanisms it uses, and also get this working on the client side so that we have a persistent connection between our React client application and our .NET framework-based server. And we've implemented all of this and we've seen it in action. So just a frequently asked question, can we use SignalR for other things in the app? It's pretty cool, right? We've got this live communication going on between our clients and the server. And it would be good if we could notify our clients that are connected to our app in general about anything that's going on, because that's a good way to keep users connected to your application, which is always a good thing. And the answer is yes, you can use SignalR for pretty much anything you create in this application. A couple of examples: you could use it to notify users when a new activity is created. You could send the newly created activity to the clients that are connected to the app in general. You would need to create a new hub for this because at the moment we only have a hub that is connected when a user connects to or opens an individual activity. You could create another hub though that is just used for notifications, so all clients that are connected, you could send everybody a notification when a user creates an activity, as an example. And then the clients would maintain, if you did it at the app level and keep them connected, then the clients would maintain that connection and you could use it as a general notification. So it might be something you want to try and experiment with, as an example. Do think about scalability though in the real world. Just because you can does not mean you always should. There are limits to how many connections a single server can maintain when it comes to SignalR. I do believe Microsoft have done some testing really with Blazor, because Blazor is another technology in the .NET framework and they use SignalR for all of the functionality for server-side Blazor, and I believe their testing came out to around 20,000 connections that can be maintained on a single server with 4 gigs of memory. So there are scaling issues when you want to keep clients connected to a single server that you do need to think about. And when it comes to scaling SignalR, you then need to think about how are you going to maintain your list of connections, because SignalR does not scale across multiple servers. You need to then track the connections directly yourself using something like Redis for a distributed cache across each server, or you can persist the connections in a database. You need to make different kinds of decisions. So it is something to think about, but the possibilities are there. So what we're going to take a look at next is adding a followers feature into our application. Of course we are. It's a social networking kind of app, and it wouldn't really be one if we didn't implement following. So that's what we're going to take a look at next.